My next guest is the Bellator Bantamweight champion. He's going to be taking on Noad Lahat at Bellator 204 on August 17th. It is Darrion Caldwell joining me here on the program. Darrion, how are you?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing very well. I'm getting you first thing in the morning. You going to practice right after this, or what's on the agenda for Friday?
Yeah, man. I got some rounds today. Uh, Probably the last hard rounds of this camp. You know. Pro- yeah. 9:30. Got a wrestling private lesson. Still working with one of my young kids who's a state champion in California. Uh, he's transferring to Blair, so I only got a few more weeks with him. Um, So we've just been cramming as much work as we can, in these last, you know, summer weeks, while he's out here. Um, we're gonna train at 9:30. Then I'm gonna spar at 10:30. Um, go see it. Go see Dr. Scott around 3 o'clock, and then for some body maintenance, and then after that, back. Or I got sprint tonight actually. So.
Cool. Sounds like a jam-packed day, man. And we got to talk about your last fight. Of course, you get that quick win over Leandro Higo. Could that fight have gone any better in your last one back at Bellator 195?
Uh, Well, I could have left a better impression on the fans, but I feel like I went out there and just got the job done, without getting scathed or anything. So, um, anytime you leave a fight without getting touched, that means you can go to the next fight and, you know, without. It's longevity, For me, it's about longevity in the career. I've always been under the. I just always felt like let less fights, more money. Um,
You won't have a long career, and you don't get paid by the hour either, right? So it's
A
it's good to
hundred
get out there a
percent,
little bit quicker, right?
100%. So get them in, get them out.
For sure. And I mentioned off the top, you got this big fight against Noad Lahat, who's a UFC veteran, and you're moving up to featherweight for this one. Is this just a matter of keeping active, or is there a particular reason you're moving up to featherweight?
I want to be a two division world champ.
Oh,
Um,
okay, nice.
yeah. The goal is to go out there and finish this guy, and or just win in devastating fashion. To where I can't be denied a title fight at 145. Um, so after this fight, I'm aiming straight for Pitbull. He's got something I want, so I'm gonna go take it.
Interesting. Okay, well that's very cool. So let's talk about Noad Lahat. He's got that 12-3 record. How do you feel like you match up against him?
Uh, well, I feel like he's going to be a little stronger than the competition that I'm used to right now. Obviously, I've wrestled at 149, so um, I've felt their strength and their power. I fought at 145, so um, I think that experience, he brings experience. Being a ex UFC fighter, and um, you know, he's been fighting in the Bellator pool for a while. So, um, just I, like, it's not really about Noad though. It's more about how am I training, what am I doing, if I'm putting in the right work. So um, this camp, it was about making sure I was putting the same workload as I am when I'm going 35. Um, to where I'm like, where I had a conversation with someone yesterday, and they felt like, yeah, we do so much trying to cut weight, um, and um, so this time I'm going, and he was explaining he's going up, he's going to be fighting up a weight, and so he's explaining like maybe maybe with this weight cut he doesn't have to do so much, and that's good, And on the other hand, I don't feel like that's the right way to go about it. I always feel like overloading, and maybe that's just from coming from college wrestling, like overloading on my training, like really getting as much training. I need to make sure I'm ready, like and that if that means I'm doing 3 days for 3 days straight, 5 days straight, then so be it. I'm not really one of the guys to take off, and so making sure that the workload is the same as at 45 as it was at 35.
Okay, that makes sense. As far as training camp, who have been some of your main training partners for this fight?
Well, for this camp, Dominic Cruz, obviously, Brendan Lofney, he came over from England. Um, Jair Perez, you know, which right now, you know, obviously Dom's there mentally. He's gonna be out there, but we're trying to just get as many bigger guys for me to go with as possible. So they've been just throwing guys like Matt Sells um, and Guito Perez, guys that are heavy hitters, guys that are stronger at that weight class and that's gonna bring some noise. So uh, thing is, Alliance, they, I'm training with everyone in the Alliance, and anywhere I turn, it's a heavy hitter. It's somebody who's been through some wars or is top notch talent. So. Um, just having guys like that around, and having guys like Eric, you know, um, having guys like Dom, in my ear is just making everything just that much easier.
And a big part of training camp is recovery. I know, you need those days off to kind of keep yourself going and get through the rest of camp. And I know you've been linked up with the Terphouse and getting some of that CBD products. How's that going for you as far as adding that to your recovery?
Yeah, man, that actually changed the whole way um, that I go about recovering. Usually, you know, I'm like, all right, I gotta sit in foam roller for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, but uh, you know, with Terphouse, it's expediting the process, of recovering. I'm able to recover faster. Um, my body isn't as sore, you know, um, and it's helped me maximize my workouts, for the next day, the later workouts in the afternoon. So being able to uh, use Terphouse um, after practices, after sparring, for recovery, it's huge. It just makes a world of difference.
That's great to hear. We talked about you fighting at 45. How's the weight cut going? Must be a lot nicer not having to cut those extra 15 pounds.
Yeah, it's cool. I got a lot of energy now. Uh, I don't feel as malnourished. So um, that's always cool. Going into training with some energy rather than going into training. I'm completely drained.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Let's talk about this fight, though. August 17th. What's your prediction? How do you see this fight unfolding?
Uh, well, I just gotta take it how it comes to me. I will be aggressive. I'm gonna be in his face. But uh, before the 15 minutes is up, Noah will be stiff. So.
Okay, I like it. We talked about, obviously your weight class, 135. There's a big fight coming up here in the UFC this weekend. As a Bellator bantamweight champion, I want to get your thoughts. TJ Dillashaw is fighting Cody Garbrandt in the rematch, the champ. How do you see that fight playing out, just as a fellow fighter?
Well, I just feel like Cody is the little brother. TJ is like had just that mental edge over Cody. Um, you could tell just the way it's like, how does someone change so fast? Cody from when was their last fight? I don't know, maybe last year or the last December or whatever. Whenever they fought, the Cody Garbrandt that I seen in those interviews there, as opposed to the Cody Garbrandt now. And I mean, I understand he's life changes people. A lot of things change, but I feel like he just kind of like he just kind of went in, like kind of hiding now. He went in his hoodie, and he's just like sort of hiding from reality. Just trying to be someone he's not. And I think he's gonna be exposed.
Okay, that's interesting. And with your division, bantamweight in Bellator, it looks like Michael Johnson or Michael McDonald, I should say, is next in line. Is that the plan? Is to go back after this fight and defend that title against him, or do you plan on staying at 45 and taking a couple more fights up there?
I want to fight for the title. I want to be before 2018 is up. I'm gonna be a two division world champion. Um, there's not there's not anybody in at 45 that can beat me. So um, I don't see why.
Okay, that
why we
makes
won't
sense.
make it happen.
Has Bellator given you any indication as if if you win this fight that you will get the next title shot? Because I think some people are thinking that Emmanuel Sanchez could get that shot next, just because he is won a couple in a row.
I think I think Emmanuel Sanchez has done a great job thus far. He's beaten two previous champs. But I don't think it's his time just yet. Um, I feel like his time is gonna come one day, but I just don't think it's now. I think it's up. I think he should leave it up to me and Pitbull to settle our beef, um, and see how things play out. See what happens with me from there. And I think Emmanuel Sanchez will be a champ one day, but I just don't think it's gonna be this year.
Okay, fair enough. I like hearing that. Last question before I let you go here. What are you doing on your downtime right now during training camp? Are you watching any Netflix or playing any video games, anything like that?
I'm playing 2K. It's
Okay,
Super Bowl.
nice.
I'm waiting for the new 2K to come out, but that's pretty much all I do all year round is play 2K.
Who's your
I
team?
hit up the park, so I have an archetype. I'm a small forward, shot creating playmaker. So I can dribble, I can shoot, I can dunk, I can pass. So that's uh that's what I'm on right now. I'm playing 2Ks. Um, got my puppies. I'm that's pretty much my days. These little guys.
Okay. Oh, look at
Well,
that.
that big girl. You know,
That's
and
great,
then
man. It's sure nice having animals around during training camp, isn't it? Just having that take your mind off everything.
100%, man. You know, um, it's almost like a CBD. It's like recovery time for me when I'm with them. So, um, you know,
Well, we're looking forward to the fight, man. It's Bellator 204 coming up here August 17th. Darrion, it was good to catch up with you again, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media. And if you have any sponsors or shout outs, the floor is yours.
hey, find me on Instagram, Twitter at the Wolf MMA, Facebook /Darrion Caldwell. Shout out to Terphouse, Bad Boy, American Ethanol. Those guys at Alliance, who's been helping me with my training camp, um, and the whole city of San Diego. The state of California, New Jersey, West Coast, North Carolina. I really just it's been a lot of people throughout the journey, so um, you know I'm just excited to continue to move forward. I'm happy that everyone's been a part.